Hey, good morning, everybody. We are live on Facebook. This is the Revolved Realty Real Talk Show.
Good morning.
Zach is here. I am here. Chelsea is on her way. She went to a Beyonce concert last night. We were just sitting here, if it was Kansas or someone like that, maybe we would want to go. But
All the Pretty Ladies.
All the Pretty, is that a band?
No, that's one of them.
See, that's how out of touch I am. I don't even know if it's a band, if it's a real song.
Get your hands up.
That's the song?
Something like that.
Wow. Okay. Well, thanks.
Hey, I do it. I'm a big Beyonce fan.
Are you?
Closet Beyonce fan for sure.
I got to tell you, I got to be honest here. As you could tell, I couldn't name you a song that Beyonce.
Well, my sound is on. Well,
Yeah.
It's hard when it sounds that bad to recognize.
Well, your rendition probably was a little off. But
I'm in Nashville. That's all I'm saying.
That's probably good.
That's all I'm saying.
Hey, if you are watching this live with us, do us a favor and share. We're going to give some folks a couple of minutes to get here. As I said, the amazing Chelsea McKinney is on her way. Let me share this out. Is it bad to
So
give yourself a
Chelsea's
demo?
commenting. So I'm almost there.
She's coming. She'll
Get
be
off of Facebook and drive.
here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share this out, and then we're going to get started. Encourage you to do the same thing. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, there is a little link below that says share. And sharing is really a good thing to do, isn't it?
Well, sharing is caring.
Yeah, it is. What'd you learn in school today? Sharing.
Sharing
Remember
is
that?
caring. and just to address, I know we got lots of comments after last week about the quality of our stream. I just want to make it clear we are working to remedy that situation, and we believe that we have a solution. And so by the next show, it will hopefully be a much better live presentation. But we also would like your input on what you think about us doing some live stuff, but also producing this a little bit cleaner, a little bit sharper, a little bit nicer, and then presenting that via Facebook, via YouTube, whatever, but doing a little bit of both, some live stuff, and then also producing a show weekly. So we'd like to hear from you guys. Do you love the live? Do you, all 8 of you that are out there right now?
8 minus 2.
Well, it's like you said earlier. We get 3,000 views on the replay and 3 views on the live
Well,
feed.
the live there are pros and cons to do both. I like the live simply because it does have that interaction. We can have thumbs up and happy faces, and Chelsea going almost there. She just pulled in the parking lot. So
she commented back, by the way. She was at a stoplight.
Oh, okay. So well, she's in Madison. The traffic here is horrible. I still want to get the Madison mayor on, Paul Finley, my old buddy. I actually shared a picture this morning from 2 years ago when he won the election. That picture was actually back when Paul and I did a radio show years ago at a radio station in Athens, and it was a small business show just like this.
So wait a minute, you drove to Athens for a regular
under duress.
Under duress. See,
And
Tim doesn't enjoy coming out to our other office in Athens, even though we have a beautiful office, because the 15-minute drive is taxing.
Well, if you look at the physics, it has been proven that it takes longer to get from Madison.
I would like to see that study.
Athens.
I would like to see that study.
I will call that study up.
Hey,
for
Chelsea.
You. Here she is, Chelsea McKinney.
Hi, guys.
How are you, dear?
Did you hear my Beyonce rendition?
I did.
Was it pretty close in
even
experience
spot on. Was
to
it dead
last
on?
night?
No,
Oh.
not quite.
So Chelsea went to the Beyonce concert last night. Let's hear about
I want to
it.
hear a recap.
It was so good. So DJ Khaled opened up.
Who's he?
Yeah, I was about to say.
He does that DJ.
Oh
Khaled.
yeah.
That guy.
All I do is win. Is that him?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put your hands up. Then.
Yeah. Hands up.
Anyway, so he was real
Is
good.
it this?
No.
No?
So he was really good, and Beyonce and Jay-Z were they were really great. Like they went real far back on some of their albums, and so it was like a throwback to like middle school and high school, and it was great, and it was just visually stunning. They do a lot of good videography, and
It's a lot of production. It's
Yeah,
on
it's a
par
huge
with
production.
this.
Yeah, I was about to say
Yeah.
it's right on the same
Right.
level of our current situation on the live feed, which is
Yeah. If Beyonce and Jay-Z were doing a live, it would look a lot like this.
I bet they didn't broadcast on Facebook Live.
Everybody else there did though.
That's fair.
Yeah. So,
Facebook,
well, welcome.
Instagram.
We're glad you're here. We were just talking
Thanks.
about the evolution of this show, how we are looking at not only continuing doing things live for the handful of folks that tune in, but we're also going to do. We're going to produce some shows. We're going to create some content that is a little more professional, if you will. But I still think the content that comes out of this show is going to be really good. So,
yes.
Well, it's just raw. I mean, it's
boy,
just
it
that.
is raw.
And
You
that's,
never know what's going to come out of Zach's mouth.
Never.
Unscripted.
It's really funny. Before the show, Zach had to go in the bathroom and fluff his.
I had to fluff the beard. Hey, when you going to be on camera, you know what I'm saying? My beard's on everything.
Zach is a bit of a fluffer. Well, anyway,
Easy.
let's talk about our week in real estate. We had a really good week as a company, and there were some things that happened that were a little unusual. They don't happen very often in our business. For example, a $750,000 house goes on the market, and you get an offer that day.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, that's crazy.
That was
unusual.
the most unbelievable. I mean, you put a house like that on the market, and
They
you're
typically
like,
sell slow.
yeah,
Right.
because there's one buyer. There's one buyer out there, and it just so happened that another agent in town, Kelly Malice, was kind enough to send her clients over. She was actually out of town, and we're working together really well, and it's just nice to see folks. We can all play nice.
Some of us can, and some of us can't, and you know who you are.
Yeah, you
You.
know who you are. But no, it was just.
Yes.
I mean, it was they came in the house, and it's like immediately, this is my house.
That was it, huh?
This is my house.
And this
I'm
was
like,
a house in Cambridge.
yeah, it was on the 18th fairway or tee box
Jeez.
at Cambridge. There's no lots like it. You can't buy that house
Yeah.
in Cambridge anywhere.
Mhm.
And it was just, I mean, obviously a full price offer in 24 hours. My sellers were ecstatic.
I'm sure.
But now they're like, well, we're building a new, like our timeline has
Oh.
been,
Good place to go. Yeah.
yeah. And so I don't know. It was an incredible experience. It was really cool to see that happen and just kind of all fall in place. But let's address it in the room here. I'm not sitting here saying I sold a house in 24 hours. I want you to hear this. I want you to hear this because what happened was freaking luck. If you want to call it what it is, right? Now, did we market the property well? Yes. Did I have people wanting to see it before it was on the market? Yes. Did we spend the money on a 3D tour that was unbelievable? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, the right person at the right time with the right amount of money and the right desire walked in that door, and that's what sold that house, not me.
But yeah, and I know you're very humble.
Yeah,
But the truth is, I don't believe in luck. To me, luck is when opportunity and
Sure.
preparation meet. Timing has a lot to do. Same way with me. I had a house this week that had some decorator issues. It was a very artsy house. Let's say the house needed. It was a great house in a great neighborhood, but cosmetically it was bad. And I knew when I took that house on, you know, there are certain kinds of buyers you're going to get. You're going to get buyers who walk in and want to lowball and flip that kind of house. You get buyers who come in and want to buy it and renovate it and live there. And then you get some investors who come in and can see past the bad paint. And that's what happened. Literally, it wasn't a full price. It was just almost full price, but it was a cash offer with a 5-day close.
Can't beat that.
I mean,
Can you
there was
really beat a 5-day close?
the inspection. He didn't care. He was going to renovate it anyway. There was no appraisal. It was the fastest closing. I love these cash closings where there's like 3 pieces of paper. And so that was another thing that happened this week that was really unusual, was to have that house that I knew it was just going to take the right person, just like your house. But just walked in. I mean, they made an offer. They said, "Fine." We closed in 5 days.
We had some. I guess we had some inspection luck this week too. I've never had a house. I've got one of my good friends is buying his first house. Just got engaged. Congratulations, Chase. Buying his first house, and the inspection comes back with no repairs needed. Like, huh?
How weird.
What?
A new house?
No, it's newer, but it's not brand.
Wow.
And it was like, I'm gonna buy a lottery ticket this
Yeah.
week
You better.
at
You've had a
some
good week.
point.
That never happens.
But
Like,
yeah, it's
even
just,
on brand new houses.
I know,
there's always
because there's always
something.
something to fix, and a lot of times so I think real estate agents should be held accountable for this at times, but the nitpicky, Well, we've got to find something to request for repairs. Like you don't.
Yeah.
If it's a $20 fix,
Right.
like, is it worth offending the seller to say, I want you to fix the, like, I'll fix it.
Yeah.
I'll fix it. I'll just do it myself.
Yeah.
And so it was nice to just kind of have a buyer client that recognized, like, okay, that doesn't matter anyways.
You know what I'm seeing now, and this is coming from, I think, inexperience. I've got a whole 6 months of experience, but I am seeing just cut and paste, meaning the inspection report will come back, and these inspectors, God love you, I mean, disrespect when I say they've got to find something to validate being there. And that's my opinion. And
how about that? How about that check I wrote? Does that not validate you being there?
You would think
it's freaking.
But
they're proud of that stuff.
This was a house that was 2 years old, and when they bought the house, they knew they weren't going to stay there, so they didn't even hang anything on the wall. There was not a nail hole in this house.
Wow.
And so the inspection report comes back, and it's all little, third bathroom upstairs, toilet is loose from the floor on one side. Well, do this, dude. It was little nitpicky stuff. And then the one that really got me, and I've seen this on 3 inspection reports, is they say there's a 5-degree differential in the thermostat, meaning they set it on 70. They sat there and stared at it for 10 minutes, waiting for it to get to 70. And if it didn't reach it, if it got to 73, they say it's a differential. Well, anytime you put HVAC on an inspection report,
that's a big deal.
The buyer
People go
loses their
nuts.
freaking mind. And I tried to tell, we got this inspection report. There's all these little nitpicky. It was like $50 worth of handyman work. And then the air differential. And that's what they focused on because of the little acronym HVAC. And I said, you know what? This is a $70 service call with a little bit of Freon. And they pushed back on my seller almost walked because they thought they were so stupid.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And he's like, let's, and so we offered them cash and like $250, knowing that it was a 70. Well, they pushed back and they said, well, we don't care if you do anything else as long as you get this HVAC addressed. That's a big one. You know what it was? A $70 service call with a little Freon. So this agent cost her client about $180.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, when I sent her that invoice, I did a Beyonce happy dance.
Absolutely. All the single ladies.
Anyway, but it was a really interesting week. We had a lot. How about you? You had a lot
I was
going on
in
this
Salt
week.
Lake City this week, so I wasn't here, but
You've got one of your
have
flip
any-
houses getting ready to go, though.
We need a travel
Yeah.
bill. I was in Salt. Ding.
Yeah. Dang it.
Man,
She's a world traveler.
Salt Lake
World
City
traveler.
is so crazy. Their housing market,
Mhm.
you can get a $400,000, 4,000 square foot house here, and there it's like $1.3 million.
Yeah.
Salt Lake City.
It's like California.
I hadn't.
I didn't
know.
put Salt Lake City and California on the
I
same
didn't-
level until you like.
Thank you.
that's-
no,
I'm with
you.
Me
Yeah.
either. I never would.
But
have.
is it scarcity? Is it just the inventory?
I don't think
I mean,
so.
it's like New York.
No.
I
But you
mean,
get people who come here who have sold a house in California, wherever,
You get a mansion.
and they get a mansion here and still have money in their pocket.
Yeah.
well, I mean, they're like those shows on television where it's like that one I'm thinking of is a Flip or Flop, I guess, where those. I mean, it's $600,000-$700,000
Yeah.
for a condemned shell of a like.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What?
Well,
Yeah.
I think the one time that house hunters actually came to Alabama, they came to Huntsville,
Yes.
Huh.
and the couple was moving from some California type state,
Yeah.
and they got like a $7,000 or 7,000 square foot house at the Ledges or something like that, and they were coming from like a 2,000 square foot house.
It's the difference. You can get a lot of house. The thing that amazes me about this market is we're seeing all these neighborhoods pop up outside of the city, out in the county, and they're putting up $500,000 homes.
Well,
who's going to buy? I guess somebody's going to buy them.
We
We're going to
just-
build them, right?
Yeah.
We just had a piece of land that we helped the client sell that is literally, I mean, you can spit into Madison City, but with the annexation stuff that's going on and all that, they just decided they would do it in the county.
Yeah.
Like the housing, like that's incredible to me that you've got a piece of land right there that you're willing to pay that kind of dollar for to develop in the county. I mean, that just tells you
Yeah.
it's the level, the playing field is becoming more level every day between county, city, whatever. And that's encouraging because that that helps all us bumpkins out there out west. You know, we're excited
that's all
about
realtor
that.
bumpkins, us bearded vested in Beyonce realtors.
That's right.
Yeah. But, you know, that they're saying that over the next 5 to 10 years, Huntsville's going to become the biggest city in the state.
Yep.
And eventually, Huntsville, Madison, and even Athens and Decatur, to a degree, are going to be one humongous metropolis.
I don't.
And that's
disagree
why,
with that.
if you look at it like Tanner and other outlying areas that have been sitting out there for years, you could not give land away. I was talking to a builder.
By the way, if anybody wants to give land away in Tanner, I would
We'll
love
take it.
to.
Yes. Yeah, we'll take it now. But I was talking to someone yesterday who works with a builder, and they are buying up as much land as they can in Tanner and out in East Limestone area because they're going to put up $500,000 houses. So good for us. Right?
Wow.
Yeah, the land
Good
the
for the
land on the
economy.
road I live on. I mean, I'm on Lucas Ferry, so I'm as far west as you can go in
Mhm.
Athens. And one of our local, a good buddy of mine, one of our local builders bought up the farmland on. And it's like, what? It's unbelievable to me that we're going to be west of I-65,
Yeah, that's
and we're
unbelievable
building
to me.
huge, beautiful custom houses.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it's a good time to be in North Alabama.
Well, everything always revolves around the defense industry, around the arsenal. God forbid the Army ever leak. We're dead in the water if they do. But with the growth that's going on now, and I think now that, and we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, now that Google is here, now that Facebook is here, Amazon, I think, is going to come here eventually. You've got the car manufacturing. The economy here is just crazy.
Oh, it
This is
absolutely
not an Alabama economy. This is, like a mini Salt Lake or whatever.
Salt Lake,
Makes sense?
man, Salt Lake still just blows my mind. I don't know what people do there other than hunt and hike.
What is the industry there? You just have to, if you're cool, they give you $500,000.
I think you sell unique products.
like
Unique.
hemp phones. and
No, like
stuff.
there's a makeup company called Unique, and there were 3 massive buildings with like faces on them. So I think you sell Unique and doTERRA, and I don't know. It's just mind-boggling to me.
The history of that town is very interesting, and a lot of it revolved. Like here, our industry is built around defense. Salt Lake, it was really built around, and we're not going to get in a big religious discussion, but it was that religion and the economy that was built around it, and it's killing it. So. And here us old Southern Baptists are out here living in trailers in Alabama. That's great.
Hey, shout out to the double white.
Shout out to the double wide.
I've lived in them.
So have I.
You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
when I talk about trailers, I do not do it in a denigrating. It's a great. I grew up in a house that had no heat, no water, no indoor toilet, no.
I want to buy that house. The one over on Old Railroad Bed.
Yeah, I would love to buy that land. So
Yeah.
So I'm reading here on Business Journal, Huntsville named #1 fastest growing tech city by recruiting firm ZipRecruiter on the Business Journal.
we are like we have I think it's the 3rd largest concentration of engineers and scientists. There's Silicon Valley. There's Research
You
Triangle.
got Silicon Holler out here.
Yeah, we've got the red. What they used to call this? It wasn't Silicon Valley. It was the Redneck Riviera or whatever. But we have the 3rd densest concentration of engineers after Silicon Valley in California and Research Triangle in was it Raleigh?
I love it.
And again, when you have those types of industry, you have those types of job. The median income of those folks being well into the 6 figures, you're going to have. But let's talk about what that means for the normal folks like us, like me, who I live in a nice, normal neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean to home buyers and home sellers out there now that may be thinking about selling? All of these large homes are popping up. But along with that industry, there are a lot of folks that want $150,000, $200,000 homes.
I feel like my sweet spot when flipping in Madison City is right around like 1,900 square feet, under $210,000, because they will go like that because the inventory is not there. So if you have a house, around that price range, around that sweet spot, it really is a sweet spot, and it will go quickly. And people of all, financial states want to live in Madison.
Absolutely.
Not everybody can afford a huge 3,000 square foot, $350,000 house.
Right.
There is a need for the smaller less expensive homes
Yeah.
in Madison, and they exist. They're older. They might not be completely updated, but I think people are willing to like look past that just to
They
get
go
into
quick.
Madison
Well,
City. Yeah.
And
Real
that's
quick.
and that's part of the interesting thing. And I would love to have the mayor on because I would love to, I'd love to ask him some questions. But the annexation situation is a it's a disaster currently.
Yeah,
It would
it's a
appear
nightmare.
from the outside looking in because you've got one of the top school districts in the state, and they've achieved this rating that only so many school districts have.
Mhm.
But the statistics show that if the school district reaches a third high school, then historically they do not maintain that rating.
Quality goes down.
Yeah, and so
it's hard to do.
Madison's calling card is its school system.
Mhm.
So how does a city like Madison continue to grow, build new houses? Because it all, I mean, economies of scale, right? It's all going to affect, it's going to trickle throughout the entire, the ad valorem tax base goes up. I mean, there's so many things that play off of that. How does a city like Madison grow when we're not annexing new land? So now our inventory is really going to start to, because there's nothing new coming in.
Yeah.
What is here is here.
Yeah. The problem with Madison is it is landlocked.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, we had a mayor one time who wanted Madison to be part of Huntsville and basically let Huntsville, without any kind of blowback or argument, annex all the land literally around the city. And now Madison is like going out into Limestone County.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the house that we were just talking about that I sold over there this week technically was in Limestone County, but it had a Madison address. Yeah. So Madison is kind of landlocked, which is why you're seeing such crazy growth out north.
Mm-hmm.
Meridianville, out in that area. There's I went out and listed a house there this week. The neighborhood over that's coming are $350,000 to $400,000 homes in Meridianville.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And so same way with Owens Crossroads. If you go across the mountain, you've got, of course, Owens Crossroads and Hampton Cove. But I think in Madison, they're either going to start building high rises or they're going to have to start, fighting the annexation. And there are those builders out there who will remain nameless who are going to take that fight on, I think, and try to get Madison back.
Absolutely, they are.
Yeah. More power to them if they
again. They will remain nameless, but
it's good.
I can tell you for a fact
them well.
they are going to take that fight on. And again, it's all about. At the end of the day, it's all about the people that live there. It's all about the people that inhabit and live and work and play and I mean. We have to protect them, but at the same time, you have to continue to grow or you die.
Well, you do. Yeah.
I mean, that's the bottom line. And so it's a difficult challenge, I'm sure, to be, I mean, I've not been in any of those meetings behind closed doors, and I know none of us have, but I'm sure it's a very challenging proposition when you've got no more land. So, I mean, they're not making any more dirt, right? And so you've got to, within the confines of physical boundaries, create a growth plan that doesn't become a crowded plan.
Right.
Like it almost sounds impossible. So I tip my cap to these guys, but it's definitely going to be interesting to watch over the next 12 to 24 months.
Yeah. And there is still land in Madison. And Madison has always been owned by a couple of three families, right? And so I don't know if they're just holding on to it until the patriarch or the matriarch. And that was my question is this still a good time? If you can find land to invest in Madison, in the area, is it still a good time to invest?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you can, I mean, well,
if you can afford it.
That's what I was going to say. So from an investment perspective, I don't know, because you never want to jump on a rocket ship on its way up, you know, once it's, but if you own it, now's a good time to look at your options. When, I mean, most of the time that stuff, if it's been listed, it's already been picked over. I mean, to be honest with you, because the stuff that gets sold that's desirable never hits the market. It's done in somebody's living room.
Right. Yeah.
It's done in somebody's kitchen. And it's been, like you said, in somebody's family for years and years and years or whatever. But there are tracts of land that pop up that now the flip side of that is, and we just dealt with this on a piece of property for one of my clients, do your homework. Yeah. Because of 24 acres that we were buying, 17 were designated federal wetlands. You can't move. You can't move a piece of dirt. on those 17 acres. So it just, you don't jump into something crazy. I want to talk about something that's not real estate.
Okay.
But it is Madison.
Oh, it is the worst.
So I'm a big baseball guy.
For it.
I'm a big baseball guy.
Okay.
I love baseball. I actually got to meet Emo, who's working with this group this week in the naming of the teams. And so I want to go through our 5 names.
Okay.
And I just want to see your reaction, because I love it. Minor league baseball is known. Look, at the end of the day, here's the reality. It's not the New York Yankees and it's not the Atlanta Braves. Okay.
But do we have to be the gutter possums or whatever?
Right.
Well, but if they were the Rocket City Rockets, would you still be talking about them? No.
Sure you would.
No, you wouldn't. It's all about marketing. All right, so here we go. Here are the top 5. Rocket City Comet Jockeys.
No.
What?
Okay.
The
next.
Comet Jockeys.
I don't. Yeah.
No, we're gonna give that a thumbs down.
All right.
No.
All right. Here we go.
Next.
It gets worse.
The Rocket City Moon Possums. A scavenger at heart, these local critters are known for hanging around and having a good time with their family, just like going to a ball game.
No. Next.
I think. Now, let me say something. I think that just continues the stigma that we are a bunch of backward ass rednecks who don't wear shoes. We don't have teeth. We love our possums and we marry our cousins. And yes, I do have some hot cousins, but that to me is just. I mean, it's like the what was it? The Channel Cats, which was the hockey team
the
here.
Channel Cats was fine.
But the channel,
It's a catfish.
it's a bottom feeding, mud sucking fish.
But a
they're
moon
freaking
possum
delicious.
doesn't exist.
That counts for anything.
Why don't we call them roadside possums? I would vote
Okay.
for a team called the
Rocket
Roadside
City
Possums.
Roadkill.
Oh,
Yes, I love that. Chelsea, that's a winner.
I should have not
That's a
brought this
winner.
up.
All right.
All right. Rocket City Space Chimps, a tribute to Miss Baker, one of the first animals to safely launch into space.
I'm thinking there's all kinds of racial undertones there. No.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Next.
All right.
No, I'm not going to insult chimps. Next.
The Rocket City Thunder Sharks. Let me read it.
What
Mix
is that,
the
like
powerful
Sharknado?
thunder of North Alabama storms with the ultra strong, sleek determination of the shark, and you end up with the personality of our community, willing to attack any problem.
Or get in a storm shelter when a Sharknado hits. Is
I
what
just
we
love that people
It's just
really
stupid.
put that much thought into this, that they wrote that little excerpt. About,
So the way this was
It's
done,
amazing.
though, the
Were
way this
these
was done,
people-
these were
were these-
submitted. These were submitted by
Oh,
the
they're so
community, and
bad.
so.
I think most of them were submitted as a joke.
right? I
But-
mean, it
but-
had to have been.
But let me. This is
Is
going to
there
be
more?
there's one more, and
Christ
I'm
almighty.
putting my money right here. Take it to the bank.
Me too.
This is what our team will be named.
Me too.
All right.
I hope so.
Your Rocket City Trash Pandas, which is slang for raccoon. Our community is known for engineering, and no creature in our galaxy is as smart, creative, determined, and ingenious, dedicated to the challenge at hand as our local raccoons.
I just want to see Rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy
Yeah.
popping out of a trash can
Yes, let's-
as our logo.
All right, my
That
thing
would
is
be
that
fantastic.
Like the Cookie Monster, but
Yes,
Rocket.
that would be
I
fantastic.
can't believe these were
Or is
actually
that
submitted
Oscar
by
Grant? I
anyone
don't
who
know.
lived here seriously. Those were written by some guy in Detroit who's laughing his ass off right now because we are actually considering trash pandas and thunder possums and road sharks or whatever the hell it is.
Roadkill. Rocket City Roadkill.
I do like Rocket City.
You got fired up about these
There you
names.
I
have
just
it.
think
It's
look,
so
I'm not a
stupid and
fan
embarrassing.
of the stadium in the first place. I think we could do more things with that land, but that's a debate for another show. But it's in all seriousness, those names should be insulting to anyone who lives here.
As a
agree.
minor, as a baseball fanatic, I would disagree simply because
You've been hitting the head a couple of too many times.
well, that,
We all
and that
know
and that is true. But the minor league, the way the minor league teams are named throughout the country is similar. But I want to go back to what you just said go back to real estate here. You said
How
that
about this? The toothless peckerwoods. Now that is a name I could get behind.
I knew I should.
Hey, what you doing tonight? I'm going to go see the toothless peckerwoods play the Memphis Beetlejuices or whatever the hell it is.
Somebody's feisty this morning.
No,
I
that
need
is
my
really
I need my
mad.
medicine. Go ahead.
So I want to go back. Bring it back to the real estate side, the economy, all that stuff. You said that you think there could be better uses for that land. So
Yeah.
my understanding of it is a significant mixed-use development with a Margaritaville hotel and a beautiful ballpark and retail space. And so what, I mean, I'm excited about the development process. I mean, baseball for me is a perk because
Sure.
I'll have a box be at every game. Like,
Did you ever go to a Huntsville Stars game?
Totally different. You can't even put them in the same.
How?
All right. Okay.
It's the
Have
same
you
thing.
ever been? No, it's nowhere close to the same thing.
It's the same thing.
So here's how. That stadium was owned by the city of Huntsville, and they leased it basically. And you ever had a tenant that when you call them and say the pipes are broken, they don't come and fix it?
But I'm talking to
So,
tenants.
but
I mean,
the park was old, stale. It was done. What they're doing here is
So it's Fenway.
genius. What they're doing here is genius. They are building an entertainment venue that also houses a baseball game in the evenings. Like have you been to you need to go to the Nashville Sound Stadium
I don't
in
go there.
Nashville.
You know me, I don't leave Madison.
Yeah, he doesn't.
I think it'll be better than you. Minor league baseball is really good for a town when the town gets behind it.
I hope that, and there you go. That's the key, because these semi-pro teams that have come through here, that once the shine wears off, no one goes.
Well, there's a really cool study they put out.
If you put let's put some good restaurants out here to pull people in, then they might go to the ballpark. But still, those names are stupid.
Well,
I
they
think
did
you can get behind it if the names weren't as.
Yes, come back with some names next week,
Idiotic.
because we're done.
they did put out one really awesome study they did that I think is what's going to separate the Stars and whatever the team name is that comes in. They when like 40-something% or 50-something% of people leave a minor league ballpark, they don't even know the score.
Yeah,
And so
because the game never finishes.
what they're doing is they're creating, like they're going to have the food, the shopping, the attraction, entertainment, the
Right.
retail, all that stuff is what they're bringing people in with, and baseball is just going to be a fun part of it, I hope.
Emmett McDaniel says Tim needs a Snickers.
He's hangry.
Tim
I'm
needs.
sorry, I just get.
You're not
it's
yourself.
I'm
Eat a Snickers.
all right. I'm going to go find a boatload of Snickers. Believe it or not, we are out of time.
Did we accomplish anything today?
No, I don't know what we talked
Man.
about other than me getting irate about the
Trash panda.
The trash
cans.
pandas.
That is probably my favorite.
Somewhere,
I
there is
probably
a-
need to not be on. Can you Photoshop me out of this one? My baseball family is not going to like this one too much.
somewhere in a dark room, there's a marketing guy going, "You're not going to believe this."
I know.
Yeah.
That's the point.
You know, we gave
What's
him as
the
a
point?
joke. It's just anyway. So hey, I do hope it goes. I really do. I support it. I'm born and raised Madison. Anything that'll make this city better and help us sell houses, more power to us. Those names, I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
Go trash
I
pandas.
still like the Toothless Peckerwoods. Winning the
Now
national
batting
pennant.
number one
For the-
for the
Now
for the
batting-
Rocket City Trash Pandas.
Now batting Bubba. Now batting number one, Bubba.
Do we get like
Now
baseball
batting number
caps
2,
with like
Bubba.
little raccoon
Oh,
ears?
now
though?
that would
That's a
probably
thing.
be.
Baseball caps with
there we
raccoon
go.
ears. That's what
Well,
everybody's gonna be
whatever
wearing.
they do, we will get a marketing machine behind it. Hey,
There was absolutely no meaningful content today, and for that I apologize.
sorry.
but
No,
we
we
had
were-
a great time.
we were doing
we had a
really,
fantastic
really
time.
good, and then Zach
got
drove us
home
in
at-
the ditch
I got home at 2 a.m. and I woke up at 8 a.m. for
for this.
this.
Well, we can still go. Y'all go ahead.
So much good content.
I want to hear
you
one of you guys say something intelligent. Ready, set, go.
Trash Panda.
2 + 2 = 4.
Okay, you got me. All right. Hey, don't forget, there is a lot of good things. We did talk about land. We talked about the value of the land, moving here. And in all seriousness, it's a hot topic for the local market.
Okay,
Huge.
real quick.
So-
Do we want to talk about? Do you have listings you want to tell people out there?
I do. I've got I'm going to be doing an open house in Owens Crossroads on Sunday from 2 to 4 at 5032 Montauk. It is in Carrington, really great neighborhood. The house itself is about 2,700 square feet, 4 bedrooms, I think 2 baths. Really nice house. Come out and see me. That's going to be Sunday from 2 to 4. What do you guys got going on? Anything? Am I the only one working this weekend?
Yeah.
No, we've got a beautiful listing in East Limestone area, 2,600-ish square feet over on Carl Drive that there's no reason somebody hasn't bought it. It's priced right. It's beautiful. So if you're looking in the East Limestone area, check out our listing on Carl Drive out there. It needs to be yours.
Yeah. Go to our website, revolved.com, and click on featured listings, and you can see all of our listings there. You can also search the entire MLS. You can do mortgage calculators. You can do all kinds of, I really like that website. It's coming along really well. What do you got going on? You've got one of your Chelsea McKinney house is about to hit.
So close. Paint touch-ups are happening today, and I'm cleaning on Saturday. And
Where is it?
South Huntsville, off of Weatherly, past Bailey Cove. It's 2541 square feet. It's going to be listed at $265. It's a 4.5 with a bonus room that technically could be a 5th bedroom because it's got closets. We did a direct connect laundry room, which if you're not familiar with like new builds, which is they're all the rage, the laundry room, you go through the master bedroom closet to get to the laundry room.
That's
and
cool.
So because the laundry room was previously in the garage. So
Yep. And if you've never seen a Chelsea
coming
McKinney house,
soon.
this is your chance to own a piece of HGTV right here in the heart of the valley. All right, guys. Hey, if we can do anything for you when it comes to real estate, give us a call. Zach Walker, Chelsea McKinney, Tim Knox, 808-8070. Go check us out at revolved.com. And if you're watching this on the replay or not, let us know in the comments below which of those names. Zach will post the names in the comments below, and you can vote which one you like. Again,
Better yet,
Toothless Peckerwoods is my vote.
that one will not be listed in the comments for the record.
I've got Peckerwoods lining up around the block that are going to say otherwise. So,
Okay,
all right,
everyone,
guys.
you have a wonderful weekend.
we'll see you next
See
week.
you guys.
Take care.